afternoon, everybody. I am Akash.
I am Prithvi.
We are glad that you've all taken some time out to witness our learning throughout this year. We'll start with a beautiful song in Hindi. Let's start with the classical dance with the girls. Snake up. That was a good performance. Now for the boys' performance. performing. Could we please have a big round of applause? Thank you.
Dia and Sash are here to show us all how a letter is written.
Will you help me out to write a letter to my friend?
Of course, I'd be glad to help you. I learned it in school.
Letter. First of all, you have to write your address on the top left corner. Below that, write the date. Now address your friend. Whatever you want to write, express in a few sentences. Underlines. Now the two most important things is your friend's address and the postcode. If you do not write the correct address, the letter will go to the wrong. There. Now we finished writing a letter. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The Ivy Yeshwant Saad and Prabhav to share their knowledge about nouns and their types.
Good
Afternoon. Hello, my name is Yashwant. We learn the parts of speech. The first part of speech is noun. We are going to tell you the noun. Good evening, everybody. My name is David and I am from England. A proper noun is the name of a specific person, place, or thing. Here, David and England are proper nouns. Good afternoon. My name is Prabhu. A common noun refers to a person, place, or thing in general. Here I have a box in my hand and I'll place it on the table. Here, box and table are common nouns. Thank you.
My name is Sal. An abstract noun is something that you cannot perceive through your five senses. Example: happiness, childhood, honesty, etc.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Prithvi. A collective noun is a group of things, animals or persons. A stack of books, a bunch of keys, and a group of boys.
There are more types of nouns, but we will not talk about them now. Thank you.
Sneaked on the stage to present a poem.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sneekda, and I'm going to share a beautiful poem with you all. The title of the poem is Butterfly Life Cycle. There was an egg on a tree, teeny tiny egg you see. Teeny tiny insect egg hatched a tiny thing with legs. And that tiny furry mound took a tiny look around. What's that furry crawling thing? Here's the answer, here I see. Caterpillar from the egg, eating leaves, gets well fed. Caterpillar from the heat, finds a quiet place to sleep. Larva covered soon, in a really blue cocoon. Inside changes did occur, metamorphosis, yes sir. And it waited and waited and waited, turns to something really great. One day I see with my eye, this beautiful butterfly. Thank you.
In French.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Dia. Today I'm going to tell you numbers from 1 till 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 14, 19, 20. Merci. Me and Tarish are going to play a game called the Teddy Finders. Are you ready?
Yes, get on this.
Tarish, la peluche est sur la chaise. Tarish, la peluche est derrière la chaise. La peluche est dans la bouée. Prithvi, où est la peluche maintenant? La peluche est à côté de la Madame Sengupta. La peluche est sous la chaise. Prithvi, où est la peluche maintenant? La peluche est entre Madame et Monsieur. What do you think we've learned today?
Give them a hint, give them a hint.
Okay, begin with P.
Starts with P, it says grammar part.
Preposition. Correct. Preposition. Yes.
To read out a poem. The poem's name is Où est la fruit? It means where's the fruit? In this poem, I use prepositions, adjectives, and verbs. Now let me read out the poem. Mangue, mangue. Où est la mangue? Cette mangue sucrée est sur la table. Raisin, raisin. Où sont les raisins? Ces grands raisins sont dans la salle. Orange, orange. Où est l'orange? Ce petit orange est entre les livres et cahiers. Fraises, fraises. Où sont les fraises? Ces 4 fraises sont derrière les rideaux. Pastèque, pastèque. Où est la pastèque? Cette pastèque dure et à côté de la maison. Eau, eau. Où sont les eaux? Les 3 eaux bleues sont au-dessous de la tête. The prepositions I used in this poem are sur. It means on. Another preposition is dans. It means in. Another one is entre. It means in between. Another is derrière. It means behind. Another is à côté. It means next to. Another one is dessous. Dessous de. It means above. And see.
Right? Who made it? how to change the slides. First you have to click new slide. Then there are different kind of options. You can choose any one. If I want this, you can choose this. How to change the background. Click the left hand side and then click format background, Guardian fill, preset colors, and then you can choose any one. You can also click picture or texture fill. Then after that, click this, and if I want this, you can just click it. Thank you.
You see the option watermark. Click custom watermark, then text watermark. You can have whatever language, text, font, size, or color you want. Then I'll put some page color. And since I don't want to put a heading for each page, I'll put a header. And I'll click up. Should be nice school. Then close it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make a table. First of all, start off with a small table. Then you can always increase the size. After you can insert columns to the right, delete columns, details, and then split. See it split. I can even shape every single thing. So now I'm going to put some pictures from shapes. Even give the shapes a color. See, I can even frame it. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Office is a bunch of applications designed by the Microsoft Corporation. The Microsoft Corporation designed it to manage all the tools needed on an Office desk. Since Microsoft Office version 7, other versions have come out, like Microsoft Office version 2002 XP, Microsoft Office version 7, Microsoft Office version 2003, etc. Now I'll tell you about the components of Microsoft Office. The first component I'm going to tell you about is Microsoft Office Outlook. Microsoft Office Outlook is an application that is used to manage your email accounts so that they're sent and received efficiently. Now I'm going to tell you about Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is a word publishing application and is used to edit and manage your documents. Now I'm going to tell you about Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet application that is used to calculate and for analysis of data. Now I'm going to tell you about Microsoft PowerPoint. Microsoft Office PowerPoint is an application that is a presentation application that is used to create slides with different animations. Thank you.
मैं आपको एक कविता सुनाऊंगी। चिड़िया के दो बोले बच्चे चींची करके माँ से बोले, माँ क्या हम भी पर फैलाए, झटपट उड़कर नीचे आए। चिड़िया बोली बोले बच्चे अभी तुम्हारे पर है कच्चे, तुम इनको मजबूत बनाओ फिर उड़ दुनिया देखो बालो। कुछ दिन ऐसे बीत गए जब पंछी उड़ना सीख गए, तब उड़ते लगते कितने प्यारे, माँ के पीछे पापा सारे। धन्यवाद। नमस्ते, मेरा नाम दैविक है। आज हम चौथी कक्षा के छात्र आपके सामने भाषा विभाग के कुछ प्रकारों को पेश करेंगे।
अच्छा सुनो, मैं कल बाजार गई थी। वह बाजार सिकंदराबाद में था और वह बाजार बहुत बड़ा था। वहाँ मैंने कुछ वाक्य सुने थे, जैसे कि बैंगन ताजी है, टमाटर लाल है, यहाँ कितनी भीड़ है, किशन तुम कहाँ हो, हम इधर से चलते हैं, वगैरह वगैरह।
क्या आपको पता है इसी में भाषा विभाग है?
क्या कह रहे हो आप? मैं तो सिर्फ वाक्य बता रही थी।
जैसे कि आप कह रही थी बाजार, सिकंदराबाद, बैंगन, टमाटर आदि शब्द को ही संज्ञा कहते हैं। संज्ञा की परिभाषा किसी भी वस्तु, व्यक्ति, स्थान के नाम को संज्ञा कहते हैं।
पर मैंने कुछ और भी शब्द प्रयोग किए थे, उसका क्या?
तो सुनो, संज्ञा के बाद सर्वनाम आता है। जैसे तुम बोल रही हो, मैं, वह, मैंने, यह आदि शब्द सर्वनाम में आते हैं। सर्वनाम की परिभाषा संज्ञा के स्थान पर प्रयोग किए जाने वाले शब्द को संज्ञा कहते हैं।
अच्छा ठीक है, पर मैंने कुछ और भी शब्द प्रयोग किए थे, उसका क्या होगा?
मैं हूं ना बताने के लिए। जैसे आप बोल रही थी बड़ा, ताजे, लाल, बीट आदि शब्द को विशेषण कहते हैं। विशेषण की परिभाषा संज्ञा और सर्वनाम के विशेषता बताने वाले शब्द को विशेषण कहते हैं।
अरे वाह, आपको तो बहुत कुछ पता है। मैं तो आज तक सोच रही थी कि ये सिर्फ वाक्य है, पर अभी पता चला कि इनमें ही भाषा विभाग है। मुझे इसको ज्ञान कराने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Language is Hindi. Akash, could you read a poem in Hindi?
आज मैं आपको एक कविता सुनाऊंगा। कविता का नाम है रंग। नीला नीला है आकाश का रंग, लाल लाल है आग का रंग, हरा हरा है घास का रंग, काला काला है बादलों का रंग। बुरी बुरी होने वाली है बरसात, समय होगा अंदर जाने का साथ। धन्यवाद।
Many years ago, there lived a neighbor who cared so much for fine clothes that he spent all his money on them. He had a new coat for every hour of the day. He spent his time riding through the streets so that everyone could see his beautiful clothes. One day, there came to the city 2 rogues who set themselves up as weavers.
We know how to weave the most wonderful cloth in the world. The colors and the patterns are marvelously beautiful.
But they said that the cloth could not be seen by anyone
who was stupid or unfit for the emperor's office.
I must have some clothes made from this cloth. When I wear them, I shall find out that men from my empire are not fit for their places. I shall find out the clever men from the dunces. Those weavers must be brought to me at once.
So the weavers were brought to the emperor's presence.
Yes, Your Majesty. What can we do for you? Here, take this sum of money, but you must work without delay.
The rogues immediately put up to great looms and pretended to be working. They got for the finest silks and the brightest gold, but these they put into their pockets. They worked steadily at the empty looms until far into the night.
I can hear the rattling of the looms. I must see my wonderful clothes.
He decided to send someone to find how the weavers were getting on, but he remembered that no one who was stupid or unfit for his office could see the cloth.
I will send my faithful old minister to the weavers. He's a very clever man, but no one is more worthy of his office than he.
So the good old minister went into the room where the 2 rogues sat working at the empty looms. He stared and opened his eyes wide.
Mercy! Mercy on us, I can't see a thing.
But he said nothing at all.
Step a little nearer. Is not this a beautiful pattern? And the colors, aren't they not wonderful?
And he pointed to the empty looms. The poor old minister put on his spectacles and bent over the looms. But he could see nothing. But there was nothing to see.
Well, sir,
What do you think of it?
Mercy, is it possible that I'm unfit for my office? Certainly no one must know it. Am I a dunce? I shall never say that I cannot see the stuff.
Well, sir, what do you think of it?
Oh, it's charming, beautiful. The colors are gorgeous and the pattern is very fine. I shall tell the emperor that I'm much pleased with your work.
We are glad to hear you see it so.
They went on talking of the cloth, they named the colors and they described the peculiar pattern. The old minister listened carefully, for he wished to repeat to the emperor all that was said.
We need more silk and more gold thread to use in our work.
But all that was given to them, they put into their pockets. Not a single strand of silk was ever put onto the looms. The emperor sent another faithful friend to see the cloth and inquire how soon they would be ready. But this man fared no better than the minister. He stood before the empty looms and looked and looked and looked, but he saw no cloth.
Well, sir, what do you think of it? The pattern is very fine and the colors are gorgeous.
Dear, surely I'm not stupid. It must be that I'm unfit for my office. That's strange. But I must not let it be known.
Then he said,
Ah, the color is most unusual. And the pattern are wonderful. I should tell the emperor what fine progress you are making.
Soon, everyone in the city was talking about the wonderful cloth that the two weavers were making. The emperor thought that he would like to see the beautiful cloth while it was still upon the looms. With a number of his courtiers, he went to visit the two rogues who were weaving rapidly day after day without any thread. Among the courtiers were the two men who had already been there. They thought that the others would see something up from the empty looms. So they began to cry out at once.
Look, your majesty. Do you see the beautiful design and the color? Is it not gorgeous?
What is this? I see nothing at all. Am I not fit to be an emperor? Am I a dunce? If that is, I should be deposed.
then he said,
Yes, it's very pretty. I cannot be better pleased.
He smiled and nodded his head and stared at the empty looms. His courtiers too looked and looked, but saw no more than the others. Yet they all cried.
It's wonderful.
They asked the emperor to wear a suit made from this cloth. In a great procession that was soon to take place, the emperor gave each of the rogues a royal badge to wear and called them the imperial court weaver.
The day of the procession is getting nearer. We have to work with might and main. We have to stay up the whole night before.
Through the shining windows, the people could see them hard at work. They took yards of nothing down from the empty looms. They made cuts in the air with big scissors. They sewed strong stitches without any thread. And at last they said,
The clothes are ready.
This is wonderful. Let me put on my new suit.
The rogues lifted their arm as if holding something.
See, here is the coat, here is the gate, and here are the trousers. The cloth is as light as a spider's web. You can move as freely as if you had nothing on. That's the beauty of it.
It's marvelous.
and yet all the time they saw nothing, but there was nothing.
Will your majesty be pleased to take off his suit? Then we will put on the garments before the long mirror.
The emperor took off his clothes and the rogues pretended to put on each new garment as it was ready. They wrapped him about, they buttoned and they tied.
How well is Master looking in new suit? What a big style! What beautiful colors!
The emperor turned round and looked and nodded his head.
We're waiting outside with the canopy which is to be carried over, Your Majesty.
I am ready.
The two men who were to carry the train of the emperor stooped down to the floor, as if picking up something. And then they held their hands high in the air and moved forward. They did not dare let it be known that they saw nothing. The emperor marched along under the handsome canopy, and all his officers marched. Many years ago, there lived an emperor who cared so much for fine clothes that he spent all his money on them. He had a new coat for every hour of the day. He spent his time riding through the streets so that everyone could see his beautiful clothes. One day there came to the city two rogues who set themselves up as weavers.
We know how to weave the most wonderful cloth in the world. The colors and the patterns are marvelously beautiful.
But they said that the cloth could not be seen by anyone
Who was stupid or unfit for the emperor's office.
I must have some clothes made from this cloth. When I wear them, I shall find out that men from my empire are not fit for their places. I shall find out the clever men from the dunces. Those weavers must be brought to me at once.
So the weavers were brought to the emperor's presence.
Do you know how to say seas in Telugu? Daivik, could you?
నా పేరు దైవిక్. నేను ఋతుల గురించి చెప్పబోతున్నాను. ఋతులు 6: వసంత ఋతువు, గ్రీష్మ ఋతువు, వర్ష ఋతువు, శరద్ ఋతువు, హేమంత ఋతువు, శిశిర ఋతువు. వసంత ఋతువు. చైత్ర వైశాఖ మాసాలు వసంత ఋతువు. ఈ ఋతువులో చెట్లు చిగురిస్తాయి, పూలు పూస్తాయి. గ్రీష్మ ఋతువు.
Do you know how to say seas in Telugu? Daivik, could you?
నా పేరు దైవిక్. నేను ఋతుల గురించి చెప్పబోతున్నాను. ఋతులు 6: వసంత ఋతువు, గ్రీష్మ ఋతువు, వర్ష ఋతువు, శరద్ ఋతువు, హేమంత ఋతువు, శిశిర ఋతువు. వసంత ఋతువు. చైత్ర వైశాఖ మాసాలు వసంత ఋతువు. ఈ ఋతువులో చెట్లు చిగురిస్తాయి, పూలు పూస్తాయి. గ్రీష్మ ఋతువు.
Do you know how to say seas in Telugu? Daivik, could you?
I contributed half the amount, so I should be getting half the set of pens.
And I should be getting 1/4 of the set of the pens. And I should be getting 1/5 of set of pens.
So they went to the shop and bought the pens. But there were only 19 pens in the set, so they were puzzled on how to divide the pens, because it's hard to divide 19.
Half of 19 is 9.5. We can't break a pen.
That's right. What will we do now?
So then their friend Snigla came in, looks at them looking puzzled, and asks, what's the problem?
Friends, give me the set of pens. It is hard for us to divide 19 in the way you want it, so I'll add my pen to it. And now we have 20 pens. And I think it will be easy for us to divide it. Thorish, 1/4. Yes, 1/5 of it, don't you? So you can recalculate and take what you're supposed to get.
Half of 20 is 10, so I take 10 pence.
1/4 of 20 is 5, so I take 5. 1/5 of 20 is 4, then I should take 4.
And 10 plus 5 plus 4 is 19. And the one left is mine.
So then the three friends were very happy because they got their shares of pens without breaking a pen. Summers, I'm gonna talk to you about circles.
About parts of the circle. A circle is a simple closed figure with many points, and all of the points are equal distance to the center. A line joining from the center of the circle to any point of the circle is called the radius. A chord is one point of the circle joined to another point. A line through the center of the circle is called the diameter. Diameter is the longest chord. One chord can also separate the circle into two parts. The bigger part is called the major part, and the smaller part is called the minor segment. And it also separates it into two arcs, the major arc and the minor arc. And there's also sectors. A sector is the space between an arc and two radii. Thank you. Thank you.
It means 5 o'clock. It means 2 o'clock. It means 8 o'clock.
We know plants are very important because they give oxygen, food and many other valuable products. The plants that grows from the plant which helps in growing good root and shoot system. Now me and my friend are going to explain the types of root system with the help of this specimens. The single main root that grows from the end of the stem is called primary root. These are the secondary roots.
A bunch of tangled roots coming from the stem of a plant is called a fibrous root system. In this type of root system, there's no main root. You all know that the banyan tree is a national tree. Under the ground, it has a taproot system. Over the ground, it has aerial roots that touch the ground to give it extra support.
Thank you. Hi, Dia. You know, yesterday our school had taken us for a dental checkup.
Yeah, I was absent. I will be going today. What did the doctor say about your teeth?
My teeth are perfectly fine. I learned about teeth and how to take care.
Can you explain?
Here's a teeth model, and the part you can see is the crown part. And the root part, which is the lower part, is hidden by the gums.
Is this the gum part?
Yes. These are the incisors, these are the canines, these are the premolars, and these are the molars.
Plaque is a transparent layer of bacteria that coats your teeth. And you know those cavities? Those black holes in your teeth? Avoid eating those sugary foods like candies, mint, and chewing gums. These are the main cause of tooth decay.
Yeah, I think that's the reason our school is not encouraging chocolate.
I got this kit when I went to the dental checkup. You'll get it too.
Okay, bye. I have to go for my dental checkup.
And